Hey there, and welcome back to Curts Corner. I'm Curtis, and this is just a little mini series I have here on YouTube and streaming on the church website. Today's topic is one that is within my realm, and I have wanted to talk about it for a long time. But what I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. I got the theme, but what do I think of all the different recovery groups? That's what we're going to be talking about today. There are CMA, DAA, NA, Narnon, Al-Anon, all the groups, okay? If you have a struggle, there's a group for you out there, and in today's world of Zoom and technology, you're never more than like 30 minutes to an hour away from a meeting, even if it is on Zoom. I've literally seen some Zoom schedules, and I'm like, somebody's busy. But that's what we need in our world today because there's a lot of stigma around recovery and people are afraid to go to places. So they'll do like a Zoom call or they're just... I know how I felt whenever I went into my first recovery group, which was Celebrate Recovery. And some groups fit, others do not. For me, I would have loved to do a CMA group here in my area, but there are none. The closest one to me right now, I believe, is an hour and a half away. But I've done CMA on like Zoom and stuff. But I have a firm belief that you need to try all the groups. If you are somebody in recovery, I encourage you to try everyone out there, because everyone is going to be different. The community or the participants that are in the room are going to be different. And that's another reason I encourage you to keep going back to meetings, because you may not see the same people every day and you may get a different experience. But I have a firm belief that the recovery groups work, because when we're in... Some people do recovery during addiction, and some people do it like as they're detoxing and going out and use it for maintenance in the stages of change. But the big thing is just go to a meeting, because some you will share your story and what you're experiencing with that time, which is what we do in my recovery group that I started, and then we do a lesson. A lot of times, if it's just like an hour long, I know NA, they read from the book and then they do a topic. So there's not really a lot of self-sharing. Other groups do the self-share and give like 30 minutes to an hour for people to talk about what they're feeling and what's going on with them that week. But either way, I believe recovery groups work, because you get firsthand experience of seeing other people go through the challenges. One of my favorite songs is by Jelly Roll, and it's called Winning Streak. And it talks about nobody... There's a certain number, but I forgot. But basically, people in long-term recovery didn't walk through the door easy or sober. In fact, I actually can relate to that, because I went to one of my very first meetings, because I went to meetings during addiction. I remember the first, because I also went to church, a different church than I am in now, but I went to a church in addiction too. And for me, knowing that other people are going through what I'm going through is a huge help. Celebrate Recovery also teaches you to talk to the elders, or I don't want to say elders because that's like church. Talk to the more experienced people. And I encourage you to do that no matter what group you are in, because every person is going to have a set of tools, their toolbox, as I've called it on my CR daily devotional videos, also here on YouTube. Your toolbox is going to be different, and that's okay. Part of my toolbox is like the RAP plan, which is a wellness recovery action plan. And members of my plan know things to do and what not to do. Like if I'm in a crisis, they know how to handle it, who does what, who takes care of my finances, who what. I don't have a dog here, but I do have a couple plants. Uh, who takes care of the plants and etc. And having that support system is just one part of recovery. That's why I encourage everybody to try a different meeting once a week, once a month, whatever your schedule can allow, and allow yourself to be in the moment. That's the number one advice I could give to somebody going to a recovery meeting, because I guarantee you it's going to be uncomfortable. I could just about bet money on it, if I was a betting person, that your first meeting is going to be uncomfortable because you're going to be around new people. You're going to hear different stories, because some people may have a substance use addiction, whereas others may have a food addiction or a shopping addiction or a social media addiction. Whatever the case may be, it's an addiction. And we are brought together by those in recovery through addiction because we want to do better. We want to live better. We want to experience the change that is possible through recovery. We really need to stop the stigma of addiction and start focusing on helping other people. That's my number one goal in life, is to help other people. That's why I started the CR on YouTube. That's why I'm doing these Curts Corners. That's why I got a job as a CPRS. That's why I'm a pastor in a church. Like, the Lord has put it on my heart to do a crap ton of giving back, because I was gave so much. And literally, if you were to look at my Google Calendar, because I film things on different days and I'd have work on different days, I'd work on like church stuff different days. Like, every day is different, and I absolutely love it. But it's only with His grace and His power that I'm able to manage it all. And going back to the original topic, I kind of got off on a tangent there a little bit. I encourage anyone to go to a recovery group. And if you're nervous, which I was on my first one, bring with you a safety object. Do I have one nearby? Oh, I have one in my drawer. I used to have it on my desk. Well, I'll use Cuddles, the bear I showed you last time. Anytime that I'm in a worked up state of frenzy or an emotional panic attack or whatever it may be, I cuddle with my teddy bear. That's this is like a safety object. It calms you down. It helps you find your peace. Another one I have at work on my desk at work actually is a stress ball. And stress balls are small enough you can fit them in your pocket and take them to a meeting. And I encourage you all to sit there and play with your stress ball, but keep an open mind, because again, everybody's going to have different stories. Everybody's path to recovery is going to be different, but there's power in listening. I want to say that again. There is power in listening, because as we listen, we can start to help break down our denial, our powerlessness, our emotions, and the tools that others have used. Because recovery is possible. It may be a journey, and some unfortunately don't make it out of recovery, but it is possible. And I just encourage you all to take the first step and try. Thanks for watching. Bye.